Welcome to the Backpacking Light Adventure Film Festival. Brought to you by REI, Locust Gear, Goose Feet Gear, Flinch Forward, and Backpacking Light. REI. We believe a life outdoors is a life well lived. It's in the wild, untamed, and natural places that we find our best selves. Locust Gear. Enjoy a beautiful moment with us outdoors. Goose Feet Gear. Handmade custom down gear for ultralight warmth. Flinch Forward. For military veterans and first responders who are ready, willing, and able to flinch forward in times of need, because every warrior has a next mission. And Backpacking Light. Stories, gear, and education about lightweight hiking and backcountry travel. Pack less, be more at backpackinglight.com. Welcome to the Backpacking Light Adventure Film Festival, celebrating life outdoors.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the 2020 Backpacking Light Adventure Film Festival, featuring stories told through film about human-powered adventure through our planet's incredible natural landscapes. I'm Ryan Jordan.
And I'm Andrew Marshall, and we'll be your festival hosts this year. Tonight's festival features the top 7 films voted on by our members during our members-only screening that was held earlier this year. We've got a great lineup of films tonight, and we can't wait to show them to you.
This film festival is made possible by our sponsors. Our sponsors for the 2020 festival season are Locust Gear, Goose Feet Gear, and REI. Locust Gear is based in Japan and manufactures very high-quality ultralight shelters, including tents made with Dyneema composite fabrics. You can find them online at locustgear.com.
Goose Feet Gear is a cottage manufacturer based in Georgia that manufactures custom ultralight down gear, including booties, jackets, pants, and headwear. Learn more at goosefeetgear.com.
And REI is a U.S.-based outdoor retail co-op that not only is a one-stop shop for many of us as we gather supplies for our backpacking trips, but also one of the most important voices in the outdoor industry for promoting diversity, public land stewardship, and ethical product sourcing. Visit them online at rei.com.
Our nonprofit partner is Flinch Forward, and we'll be talking a little bit more about this organization after the intermission. This festival and our other free community events are funded primarily by backpackinglight.com membership fees. If you're not yet a backpackinglight.com member, please consider subscribing at backpackinglight.com/subscribe. Your membership fees help us bring reliable information, education, gear reviews, and activities like this to outdoor recreationists worldwide.
You can also follow us on social media. We're on Facebook at Backpacking Light, Twitter at Backpacking, and Instagram at Backpacking Light. And we have a podcast as well, which you can find on iTunes, Google Play, or anywhere else podcasts are found. Learn more about the podcast at backpackinglight.com/podcast.
We'll be giving away some prizes tonight in response to your answers to trivia questions that will be asked throughout the evening. In order to participate, make sure you are watching the festival live stream at YouTube, and when you hear us ask a trivia question, respond with your answer as fast as you can in the chat window. The first person who responds correctly will be acknowledged in the chat by Backpacking Light with instructions for claiming your prize.
Tonight's festival will have a total runtime of about 2 hours, and we'll have an intermission that'll be 7 or 8 minutes at about the halfway point, featuring the music of John Will of Laramie, Wyoming. And with that, let's go right into our first film.
This is a story about a journalist's first solo backpacking trip in the Great Smoky Mountains. This is Christopher Abbey's 5-minute film, Sodden and Verdant.
You don't have to hike very deep into the Smokies to be confronted by an overwhelming amount of green vegetation. That was one of the very first lessons I learned on my 3-day outing into the Smokies. What had preoccupied my mind just days before, however, was that there are 2 black bears per square mile in this particular park. After spending the better part of my journey scouring high and low to avoid these man-hungry beasts, I learned the true nature of the Great Smoky Mountains. There are lots of trees. There are also rivers, and streams, and the rain. But this is what makes life interesting. Good thing I brought my raincoat. As I began my adventure into this great green Goliath of a forest, I began to take in the sights, the sounds, and the smells of the landscape. Once I came to terms with a sort of color blindness to the green, and the fear of the great black bear had subsided, my mind naturally wandered to one question. Why do people do this? I think it is because there's something primal about simply walking through the woods. Proof of this can be witnessed by the 11 million visitors that flocked to the Smokies last year. Luckily for me, however, most of these visitors observe the park from a sidewinding, mountain-skimming highway, leaving over 800 miles of hiking trails relatively unoccupied. And for that, I was thankful. As I continued on my journey, I came across harrowing reminders of the former inhabitants, such as the Hanna Cabin, which was built in 1864 by John Jackson Hanna. I believe that tranquility is the true appeal of the Great Smoky Mountains. It is absolutely conceivable that in only a handful of days, one could experience a lifetime's worth of trees, shrubs, rocks, mosses, flowers, insects, mushrooms, rivers, and springs. But thankfully for me, no bears. As nightfall approached, I ascended the Mount Sterling Fire Tower, which loomed over the canopy of old-growth pine, where I gazed out over a sunset that wrapped delicately around pockets of clouds nestled in the hillside. Such an awe-inspiring conclusion to my Smoky Mountain adventure.
And now it's time for our first trivia question. The first prize will be a down balaclava from Goose Feet Gear. And here's the question. The Sinks Waterfall in Great Smoky Mountains National Park is one of its most popular scenic attractions. How was this waterfall formed? If you know the answer, submit it in the chat window and someone from Backpacking Light will contact you with instructions for claiming your prize.
Okay, on to our next film. For several years, the association Regard sur l'Aventure has been organizing scientific exploration and sportive expeditions. In 2018, one such expedition included 15 canyoneers to Chilean Patagonia in search of rivers and waterfalls. Their story is told in this 23-minute film by Marie Leclerc, Rios Patagónicos.
Aller ouvrir des canyons, c'est quand même vraiment la base de notre activité, quoi. En France, ça devient plus compliqué à faire la première, surtout en canyon, puisque tout a été vu. Maintenant, il faut partir, on va dire, à l'étranger.
Le canyon, il y a très peu de personnes qui pratiquent au Chili. Et en fait, il y en a 1 milliard, quoi.
J'ai dit, allez, banco, je viens avec toute l'équipe et on va partir là-bas pour explorer les canyons de Patagonie. Dans le groupe, il y en a qui avaient vraiment une grosse expérience d'expédition, que ce soit en spéléo ou en canyon. L'autre, c'était, on va dire, le début.
L'idée là de descendre un canyon, de découvrir au fur et à mesure les obstacles, c'était vraiment le but, de passer un cap un peu dans ma pratique.
C'était ma première expédition et c'était la première fois que je partais pour ouvrir des canyons. J'avais très peur de ne pas être à la hauteur, de ne pas bien savoir faire parce que j'avais jamais vraiment fait. Je me disais, allez, il n'y a qu'à le faire et puis on verra après. On fait et puis on réfléchit après.
Il faut sortir de sa zone de confort, il faut bien réfléchir aux lignes qu'on va faire dans ce canyon. Il ne faut pas se tromper parce que le danger il existe quand même. Hein, parce que là, on est en première, c'est-à-dire que là, on va mettre des ancrages, il faut placer les bons ancrages. Il ne faut pas faire tout n'importe quoi. En plus, à partir du moment où on a tiré les premiers appels, c'est fini. Quand on est parti dans un canyon et avec de l'engagement et qu'il n'y a pas d'échappatoire, l'issue c'est en bas et pas ailleurs. Mais on sait faire et on aime ça.
Nous sommes à l'Institut géographique militaire. On va voir ici pour des cartes, pour avoir un peu plus de précision. À Chocaye, là, on ira là où j'ai décidé qu'on ira. Je suis inquiet d'après ce que j'ai compris. Ne commencez pas à me chauffer. Le patron, c'est moi ici.
Ok.
C'est là que tu vas aller? Ouais, vers Aizen.
Aizen, c'est là Aizen.
Ouais, c'est ça. Ouais, c'est ça.
Non, mais alors ça va jusqu'où? Junta.
On a ciblé certains points sur la carte et on s'est dit, voilà, on va faire ces 4 ou 5 zones là et puis on va explorer.
J'ai des frissons, on n'aura pas assez d'une vie pour tout faire, c'est incroyable.
Non mais si, il y a plein de trucs là-bas, regardez.
C'est sûr, c'est sûr.
Ça, c'est énorme. Je pars en ski. Pour repérer les canyons, on allait repérer en 4x4 pour voir si on voyait pas une gorge un peu encaissée où on pouvait imaginer qu'il y ait des choses intéressantes ou si on voyait carrément des cascades.
Et oui, l'autre petit encaissement, moi ça me...
Non, mais il doit rester dans l'encaissement, ouais.
Il doit rester quelque chose derrière. Ouais, peut-être, hein. On va voir si ça s'encaisse en fait.
Quand c'est des grosses cascades, des grandes cascades, en général, on avait quand même envie d'aller voir.
A priori, on va essayer de descendre cette cascade qu'on voit là en face de la route.
D'accord, vous avez repéré ça quand?
Hier, en venant, on a fait la route et on a fait une petite heure de repérage et on a repéré cette petite cascade qui est pas loin de notre camp de base.
D'accord, il y a des sentiers, non? J'ai pas l'impression. Hein.
C'est comme d'habitude, hein, pas de sentier.
J'ai un peu peur de faire la marche d'approche. Après, normalement, globalement, le canyon, ça se passe bien.
Le plus dur, c'est pas de descendre le canyon, c'est d'y accéder. Ça c'est toujours un peu compliqué.
Ah, le doigt là. Ah, ça réchauffe ça. On sent qu'on a pas mis la curie, non?
Tout l'intérêt de l'expédition, c'est qu'en fait, finalement, tu sais jamais trop sur quoi tu vas tomber. Là, notamment avec la végétation qu'il y avait, on a fini par prendre au plus court, c'est-à-dire monter raide à côté du canyon.
Tout se faisait droit dans le pentu, comme on peut dire, et on montait en essayant de frayer notre chemin dans la végétation.
Vu qu'il n'y a pas de chemin, ça veut dire qu'on ne peut pas se perdre. Vu qu'il n'y a pas un sentier à suivre. On trace tout droit, donc en fait c'est des escalades d'approche, plus. Donc là après il y avait certains qui étaient meilleurs que d'autres à créer un chemin. Le petit changement de pied d'Anto, magnifique, magnifique. Hein.
Après c'était plus facile, il fallait descendre. Une fois qu'on est en haut, qu'on voit le canyon de suite, ça motive plus et ça permet de reprendre une bonne dose d'énergie pour la suite.
Barranco Francesca, c'était bien parce que c'était le premier canyon.
Fais-nous ça propre. Hein.
En expédition, on ne va pas partir d'entrer se mettre dans un canyon où voilà, on va être au taquet tout le temps. On a besoin de faire tout le projet sans qu'il y ait de problème. Alors je préfère qu'on y aille crescendo.
Au moment où on est rentré dans le canyon, il y avait vraiment une émotion particulière, quoi. Ça m'a vraiment pas rien fait, quoi. Je me suis dit, ah, quand même, c'est quand même incroyable de s'engager dans un canyon qui n'a jamais été fréquenté. Ça, c'était vraiment une émotion particulière. C'est peut-être aussi parce que, comme toutes les choses que tu prépares mentalement pendant longtemps, le jour où ça arrive, il y a toujours quelque chose d'un peu particulier, quoi. C'est émouvant.
du bac pour traverser le lac, là, on avait repéré, ouah, là-bas, il y a une super cascade, ça a l'air classe. Bon, allez, on va faire ça.
Ce qui vous attend.
En fait, il s'avérait que c'était un des canyons les plus longs en termes d'obstacles, en termes de dénivelé. Et puis surtout, on y a été un peu la fleur au fusil. Voilà, ça va bien se passer. C'est le premier canyon de l'expé. Il y en avait dans l'équipe qui n'avaient jamais posé de points, donc il fallait qu'ils apprivoisent un peu le perfo. Anna m'a bien réexpliqué, puis on tournait en fait. Il n'y avait pas d'expérimenté qui était là, donc j'ai plus osé finalement le faire. Ça a été un enchaînement de cascades magnifiques non-stop du début à la fin. Donc on a usé vachement de matériel, on a posé vachement de points. Il y avait le débit d'eau parfait, enfin c'était juste excellent. Jusqu'à ce qu'en fait il commence à faire nuit. Autant avec un perfo et plein de relais, en fait, même s'il fait nuit, voilà, on a des frontales, on a un point chaud, on est capable de dormir une nuit en canyon. Par contre, ce qui est angoissant, c'est de se retrouver sans relais. Là, en fait, il y avait plein d'obstacles et on n'avait pas pris assez de relais. On ne s'est pas mis en danger ni rien, mais c'était impressionnant et aussi parce que c'était mon premier canyon. On a fini par descendre la dernière cascade de nuit et on s'est dit, bah, c'est bon, c'est parti pour une belle expédition, quoi. Pas de problème. On a bien fait de venir.
Pour l'enchaîner entièrement, on ne pourrait pas le faire dans une journée. Donc du coup, on a développé une stratégie, quoi. Stratégie, ça a été voilà, déjà d'ouvrir le premier jour la partie inférieure pour se rendre compte déjà un peu de ce qu'on allait trouver sur la fin et puis se dire que voilà, au moins si on était juste dans l'ouverture, on pourrait enchaîner sur un équipement qui était déjà fait.
Il y avait quand même vraiment du gros débit et il fallait jouer un peu avec de l'eau, aller chercher des relais un peu plus excentrés pour mettre des guidés, du coup essayer de sortir un peu de l'actif, jouer entre les deux pour aller s'amuser aussi.
Fatigué ou quoi? Un petit peu taqué?
Nous, on est parti la première équipe pour équiper le début. Et l'idée, c'est que les 4 suivants, ils se lèvent un peu plus tard, ils nous rattrapent avec ce qu'on avait équipé, donc ils vont plus vite. Et après, ils prennent le relais et qu'on finisse sur ce qui avait déjà été équipé.
Et là, clairement, on a mis beaucoup d'énergie pour préparer ce canyon. Puis le jour J, il ne fait pas une super météo. Il y avait toute une partie de l'équipe qui repartait le lendemain. Alors c'était voilà, assez... tu dis, bon, ben voilà, de toute façon, là, si on veut l'enchaîner, c'est aujourd'hui, en gros.
Et en fait, à partir du moment où on a posé la première corde, on n'a plus quitté la corde. C'est-à-dire que chaque petit rappel s'enchaînait vraiment. Et on ne pouvait pas y aller sans corde parce que c'était trop dangereux. L'eau, ça brassait trop. C'était hyper aquatique, il y avait vraiment de l'eau. Et en fait, on a mis la journée à équiper tout le début, quoi.
Il faut des personnes qui aillent vite et qui savent où il faut mettre les points et en même temps qui mettent les points où il faut pour tout le monde. Parce qu'on se rend compte aussi qu'avec cette diversité de niveaux de vécu, qu'il faut équiper vraiment pour que les gens soient à l'aise sur la corde. On a souvent des sacs lourds aussi et c'est pas évident.
Et on s'est retrouvés à un moment sur un promontoire On avait un visu sur les 200-300 prochains mètres et là en fait c'était énorme.
C'était le profil vraiment que t'as pas envie de trouver, quoi. C'est-à-dire le truc où ça s'encaisse, ça fait des espèces de toboggans là, comme ça qui changent de direction. C'est un peu encaissé. Alors c'est faisable, hein, mais ça va prendre du temps, quoi. Et là, pour moi c'est assez évident que c'est pas raisonnable, très vite, quoi.
Superbe canyon quand même, hein, il en reste 280 mètres de canyon avant de faire la jonction avec le bas. Voilà. Et là on a une belle bas d'une C35, C40 majeure. Moi je suis de la première équipe et on voit ici Bastien là, qui est en train d'arriver de la deuxième équipe. Voilà, j'ai attendu les copains.
Thomas est resté pour attendre la deuxième équipe et entre le moment où il était là et la deuxième équipe est arrivée, le niveau 2 a monté.
Voilà, pas évident hein, ce canyon hein, là, on est pris un peu par le temps et l'engagement est à son maximum. Donc on a tenté une petite sortie histoire de ne pas aller trop loin dans la prise de risque.
Tu te rends compte qu'en fait, oui, l'eau, tu peux peut-être l'apprivoiser un peu, mais tu la domineras jamais, quoi. On a décidé de prendre l'échappatoire, en fait. Enfin, l'échappatoire. On n'a pas un, mais on a créé un échappatoire.
Ça va?
Alors on en est où là? Expliquez-moi un peu.
Alors,
Vas-y.
on fait des rappels dans la forêt parce que le canyon il a pas voulu de nous.
Ah bon?
Il y a trop d'eau.
Bah alors?
Ça monte. On a peur. Ah, ça fait peur.
On est sur un gros rappel et c'est bien cool.
On fait du canyon forêt, une nouvelle spécialité de la Patagonie, la Bartasse.
C'était assez nul en fait, tu te bats dans la végétation comme on l'avait fait pour monter alors que tu devrais être dans le canyon, donc effectivement il y a un côté quand même très nul.
C'est vrai que ça fait toujours mal après, ce qui prime avant tout c'est la sécurité, donc on a fait le choix de sortir au bon moment, personne ne s'est mis en danger, c'était parfait. Ce Rio Blanco, il a fallu déjà le traverser, donc rien que ça, c'était une sacrée épreuve, quoi, parce qu'il y avait beaucoup de courant.
Ah ouais, plongeon.
Comme on a pas mal de kayakistes dans l'équipe, quand même, c'est assez pratique en lecture d'eau, nage en eau vive, ils sont quand même assez forts. Donc notamment Simon a pu traverser et tendre une corde, une tyrolienne.
Ouais, c'est tranquille, on peut traverser, on a petit, hein.
Donc, il a fallu mettre les combinaisons étanches, les enlever après, parce qu'après on montait droit dans le pentu, et c'est là que ça a été assez d'anthologie pour moi, parce que nous on était derrière, on subissait un peu ce qui se passait devant. On a envoyé Yann qui fait pas mal d'alpinisme là, et comme quoi, qui était première expé, peu d'expérience en canyon, mais là il nous a sorti une belle épine du pied, il est monté là entre branchages, arbres scellés dans la roche et tout, sur une verticale assez importante.
Jamais vu ça, moi. C'est ça, la première. Ah, t'es malade. T'es un grand malade, Yann. Il y en a, ils ont pas de cerveau. Pas de cerveau, quoi. Vous êtes des dingues.
Yann, c'est comment en bas? La brasse à fond, mais il y a beaucoup de débit là. Moins du 500 litres.
Je mets ma poignée. Hop, je me penche, je vois ce débit dans ce canyon. Je dis, ouf, alors là, ça va envoyer. Là.
Je crois qu'on va pouvoir passer. On va passer, mais pas dans l'eau.
On savait sur quoi on allait, on allait sur un gros canyon à fort débit. Fort débit, c'est quand on veut descendre sous la cascade, c'est dangereux.
T'as pas le droit à l'erreur, zéro erreur. Quoi. Tu pars, il faut que tu mettes tes relais au bon endroit. On aime bien ça, l'engagement, quand ça devient difficile et ça demande le meilleur de nous-mêmes. C'est grisant quoi, de descendre à côté de cette énorme veine d'eau, là, c'est monstrueux, monstrueux. Tu reçois des éclaboussures, les embruns, ça te fouette le visage, ça te bouscule même des fois, c'est extraordinaire. De beauté et puis de puissance. On n'est rien quoi. Quand on est arrivé en bas, on était super fiers. On te dit, bon là, ouais, c'est bon. On ferme, on rentre, on peut rentrer en France. C'est majeur, c'est esthétique, c'était magnifique. Ça a été parfait. On s'est régalé dans les canyons, on a ouvert plus de 30 canyons, on a repéré sur 700 km.
Les lignes qu'on a choisies, c'était des lignes qui, au moment où on les a faites, étaient bien pour nous. Et donc du coup, dès qu'il va se remettre à pleuvoir, elles risquent d'être dans l'eau et donc du coup plus praticables. Ce qui serait chouette, c'est quand même de retourner notamment sur des beaux canyons, les équiper pour que d'autres les refassent et surtout que ça se développe dans le pays.
Cette première expédition, j'en retiens que ce ne sera pas la dernière. C'est la rencontre avec d'autres, notamment des gens comme Bruno qui ont mis l'idée à la seconde. Et du coup, qui te montre qu'en fait, il n'y a qu'à se lancer et c'est possible.
La transmission, elle est là. Bon, il dit toujours qu'il partira plus, mais en fait, il ne peut pas s'en empêcher. Et puis heureusement, parce que c'est trop bien.
C'est un peu la blague, les copains me disent « Dis Bruno, tu sais que tu nous avais dit que c'était ta dernière expédition canyon. Il y a tellement de belles émotions, j'ai envie de le revivre. » Ils peuvent dormir tranquilles, oui, il y aura d'autres projets, et puis on va repartir, c'est sûr.
Okay, another trivia question. The first person to answer this question will receive our limited edition Hike Free or Die t-shirt and a complimentary premium annual membership to backpackinglight.com. Here's the question. Fitzroy is the most recognizable mountain in the Patagonian region of Chile and Argentina, as well as one of the most foreboding summits in the world. In what year was it first climbed? Who climbed it? And what was their nationality? If you know the answer, go ahead and reply in our live chat.
Partnering with the Continental Divide Trail Coalition, Big Agnes recently helped complete more than 700 miles of trail. Our next film highlights this achievement in an effort to see the bigger picture of why taking care of our public lands and trails is more important now than ever. This is Katie Hughes' 8-minute documentary, Border to Backyard.
What'd he say?
He was like, oh, there's fires. We have to turn around. I was like, are you freaking kidding me?
Hi Garrett, this is Hillary Santana calling from the Forest Service. I needed to let you know that the San Juan National Forest is going to be going into a forest-wide closure as of tonight at midnight. You guys will not be able to hike in through the San Juan National Forest along the CDT, so you guys are going to need to make arrangements to shuttle to another trailhead that might be appropriate. I'm going to be following up with an email as well. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.
That's the divide. It's wild, and it's unpredictable, and it's healing, and it's special. And when you're out here, it doesn't even matter if you're on it for 100 steps or you're on it for 100 miles or 1,000 miles. It just doesn't happen anywhere else. The Continental Divide is this geographic feature. Like, it's a part of the North American continent. Unlike other trails, you have this geographical feature that defines the landscape. The reverence to that is just that it is our watershed. It's our major watershed between the Atlantic and Pacific Oceans. You're physically walking where the water begins. What's really cool about the Continental Divide is that it was definitely the major passageway for a lot of tribal communities and Native American tribes that actually settled the North American continent. The CDT in Colorado goes to the highest point anywhere on any National Scenic Trail, which is in the Grays and Torreys Peaks. And I think that in itself puts you on the rooftop of America, and you get to look around and you get this awe-inspiring moment of appreciating just how big our landscape is and how big this country is. Some people talk about it as a divide, and we talk about it where everybody meets and where we all come together.
When my kids asked me what we were doing, right, just told them, hey, there's this really cool trail that runs the length of Colorado and the length of the country, and we thought, let's just get together our staff and go hike it or bike pack it, and they thought it was really cool, and hey, maybe that inspires them to do something along those lines, or just do some trail work or support a nonprofit, and that's really important stuff. So we get really passionate about things at Big Agnes and Honey Stinger. We just kind of got in pretty deep with the Continental Divide Trail Coalition. We decided to do the adoption of the trail, and then we decided to do the bigger whole border to backyard route, and we just went all in on the whole thing, and just got us inspired to take on the whole project.
It's the backbone of the nation, you know? So it's cool. It's like the high point the whole way from Mexico to Canada. And it goes right through our backyard, so it's really fun to have our whole crew be involved and, you know, kind of doing the relay. So many different mixed groups that people that haven't met each other, and they come back and they're like best friends, you know? It's pretty cool.
We go up, we go down, we go up, up, up. If you've ever heard of hike-a-biking, professionals.
Oh my God, I'm not certain that's not the hardest thing I've ever done.
The section of the trail that we adopted is about 72 miles. It covers the longest paved road section of the entire CDT, really the highest priority section for the Continental Divide Trail Coalition to get onto dirt, whether that's road, single track, two track, whatever. They want to get that 14-mile section off of pavement. And then the rest is really fun, single track, some double track, and goes from about Rabbit Ears Pass all the way to the Wyoming border.
Process all that.
chain. Son of a biscuit.
In a project like this, we announced to our staff, I think in late March or early April, that we wanted to kick this thing off. Started in June. It seemed like a wacky idea. It was, but we put together all those logistics, covered all the ground, nobody got hurt, and it turned out to be a great trip. So it kind of just shows you, sometimes you need to take those risks and you need to push the envelope and just say, screw it, let's just do it.
Mexico border. Why in my mind? I was like picturing the Sahara with like tumbleweeds, and I just thought it was gonna be just this like desolate place. And it was this mountainous, like lush, forested pass. It was really surprising. I think that was part of why the kickoff felt so special, was just like this, it just felt good there.
So we made it to the border. We're here, Wyoming, Colorado border. It's been a long ride.
It had a finish line, you know, and like crossing it felt like a major accomplishment. And I think all of us that were up there, you know, I think we all felt it like it was a really like jubilant time.
And I have no doubt that this whole effort has given our entire staff a different appreciation, not just for the Continental Divide Trail or for national scenic trails, but for public lands in general, and how important it is to keep that access open, to be mindful about any kind of extractive, you know, industry use and how that's going to impact trail use and access for generations to come. Important stuff, and I think it was huge just for that. I mean, we had a great time, but really it was a pretty serious endeavor in the end.
Our next trivia question is about, you guessed it, the Continental Divide Trail. The winner of this question will receive an Adventure Medical Kits Ultralight First Aid Kit and a Survive Outdoors Longer Escape Ultralight Bivy Sack. Here's the question. What was the name of the legislative act that was passed in 1978 to add the Continental Divide Trail to the National Scenic Trails system? If you know the answer, submit it in the live chat window.
The next film, with a runtime of 4 minutes, features an incredible journey to discover the most remote parts of Kyrgyzstan. Immense lakes, cold rivers, and majestic mountains frame a nomadic but incredibly hospitable people in Luka Orsini's Kyrgyzstan on the road.
Okay, that'll do it for our first batch of films. We're going to take a 7-minute intermission so you can grab some snacks, visit the outhouse, and wash your hands for at least 20 seconds. Until then, enjoy some music by the musician that's become a Backpacking Light Film Festival regular. From Laramie, Wyoming, here's John Will.
Oh my God, well it's a beautiful day outside, and I'll take the long way home just so I can spend a little more time by your side, baby. Scoot a little bit closer, yes, a little closer to me, and turn down that radio, open up the windows and listen to the breeze, because it's a beautiful day in this beautiful place with a beautiful girl. What a wonderful time in this wonderful life, and it's a wonderful, wonderful world out here. It's a beautiful day in this beautiful place with a beautiful girl. And what a wonderful time in this wonderful life, and it's a wonderful, wonderful world out here. Na 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 na. Said the band around the corner is painting pictures in my ears. The painters at Jackson Square are throwing music on canvas, and everything I hear says, walk a little bit closer, yes, a little closer to me. And just hold on tight and I'll hold you closer. We'll go see what there is to see on a beautiful day in this beautiful place with a beautiful girl. What a wonderful time in this wonderful life, and it's a wonderful, wonderful world out here. It's a beautiful day in this beautiful place with a beautiful girl. What a wonderful time in this wonderful life, and it's a wonderful, wonderful world out there. Na 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 na. Na 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 na. You and I could take a walk beside the side of the water. We could make our way to the pier. It's clear that I loved you the day that I met you. Now I think about you, baby, every single second of the year. Dance a little bit closer, yes, a little closer to me. Life's nice when you're living it all right now. Right now we're living in the moment, cause it's where we're gonna be. It's a beautiful day in this beautiful place with a beautiful girl. What a wonderful time in this wonderful life, and it's a wonderful, wonderful world out here. It's a beautiful day in this beautiful place with a beautiful girl. What a wonderful time in this wonderful life, and it's a wonderful, wonderful world out there. Na 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 na. Na 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 na. All my time is wasted thinking, who in the hell do you think you are? You could throw my heart into the fire and burn it black, but I want my fishing pole back. Said I want my fishing pole back. I want my fishing pole back. I want my fishing pole back. Summer's just not summer unless she's lying in my truck next to my pack. I want my fishing pole back. I want my fishing pole back. All my days are endless because I just haven't seen her in way too long. When I go to sleep, well, I've got to know just exactly where she's at. I want my fishing pole back. 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 Summer's just not summer unless she's lying in my truck next to my pack. Want my fishing pole back. Said I want my fishing pole back. She's so soft and slender. She's the only one that's perfect just for me. You could burn my house down, kick my dog, or you could steal my cat. But I want my fishing pole back. I want my fishing pole back. I want my fishing pole back. Yeah, I want my fishing pole back. Summer's just not summer unless she's lying in my truck next to my pack. I want my fishing pole back. I want my fishing pole back. I want my fishing pole back. Said I want my fishing pole back. Unless I get my stuff back, you'll be lying in the ditch by the railroad tracks. I want my fishing pole back. Said I want my fishing pole back. I got my fishing pole back.
All right, welcome back, everyone. I hope you enjoyed that music from John Will. We're going to go ahead and get started with the rest of the evening now and introduce you to our nonprofit partner, Flinch Forward.
Flinch Forward is a nonprofit organization based in Estes Park, Colorado, where we plan to host our live theater premiere of this festival as soon as it becomes safe to do so in the midst of today's coronavirus pandemic. We've partnered with Flinch Forward to help raise money for their efforts to connect veterans and first responders to community support projects. I'd like to introduce you to Flinch Forward's founder and director, Adam Shake, and share my 6-minute conversation with Adam from earlier this week. All right, joining me today is Adam Shake. Adam is the founder and director of our nonprofit partner for the film festival in 2020, Flinch Forward. Adam, thanks for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
So Flinch Forward is an organization that helps military vets and first responders. You say Flinch Forward in time of need. What does that mean?
Sure. So I'm a military combat veteran myself, and in the military, we were taught to literally flinch forward in times of need and times of danger, instead of flinching backward in fear. You know, we get trained over and over and over till it becomes muscle memory. You know, there's a saying in the Army to push forward through an ambush, right? So if your team, if your convoy is ambushed, instead of doing a retreat, you're supposed to actually push through the incoming fire till you get to the other side. And that's just the epitome of flinching forward. So as an organization, we want to flinch forward for our communities, for our fellow veterans and first responders, and just continue the mission.
That makes good sense, especially in the context of what's going on today. And we'll talk about COVID in a minute, but what kinds of projects do you guys do, and what does it look like on the ground?
Sure. So what we do, you know, we have kind of a tagline within our organization that just because your tour of duty's over doesn't mean that your mission's done. And so what we try to do is we try to provide ongoing mission for our veterans and our first responders as well. We're very community focused in that we really want to reach out into the community and do good for our communities. You know, we've been trained to be both warriors and protectors, and that protector side of our nature just doesn't go away because you're not in the military anymore, or because you're not an EMT, or active duty in some capacity. So what we try to do is provide continuing mission, and we do that a number of different ways. We look for volunteer opportunities within our community. And a good example would be last fall, we had somebody reach out to us about a woman who was in the Gulf War, and she lived by herself way up in the mountains, pretty much out in the middle of nowhere, and she had advanced ALS, and she wasn't able to maintain her property or her house and things like that. So we got about 20 of us together, and we went up there for the day, and we had riding lawnmowers and weed whackers, and we completely cleaned up her property. We then found out that because of her ALS, she wasn't able to take a shower. So we went out and we purchased shower grab bars, and we completely retrofitted her bathroom so that she would be able to stand and shower and things like that. So, you know, that's just one example of what we try to do. We also reach out to some of our rehab facilities, drug and alcohol facilities and things like that. We volunteer to clean up the grounds. We try to do some trail building work in our national parks. We have Wounded Warriors come out. We have a winter camp every year where we have Wounded Warriors come out, and we do things like wilderness therapy and hut-to-hut hikes, overnight hikes in the wilderness, things like that.
That's great. These community organizations that strengthen some of the weaknesses that especially government can't always address is tremendous. So thanks for doing all this. So we were talking earlier, and you had mentioned that you're putting together some special programs in the age of COVID-19. Tell us about those.
Yeah, so we had our police department reached out to us, and they said that they were starting to feel some need in the community. Their actual officers and EMT boots on the ground were running into situations where people had been laid off and had been, you know, a couple weeks without a paycheck, hadn't received their unemployment yet. Didn't really have access to grants and funding on a community level, and asked if we knew how we could help. So what we did as an organization is we went out and we donated $3,000 and bought $50 Safeway gift cards. And so we got a whole bunch of those, and we gave those to our local police officers and EMTs. So when they're out in the community and they see a need, they can make an on-the-spot decision to give out a Safeway gift card. We played with the idea of getting gift cards from local stores and restaurants and things of that nature, but we also realized the need that somebody may not need food, but they may need cleaning supplies, as an example. So we wanted to have the best bang for the buck, I guess. So that's just one of the things that we've done. We're also putting together a continuing plan to help people throughout this COVID-19 crisis, whether it's collection spots for things like diapers or cleaning supplies. We reached out to some of our health professionals, and when we were thinking that what they really needed was N95 masks, what they really needed was scrubs. They were even willing to take some used scrubs that you might find in a secondhand store and things like that. So we're keeping our eye out for things like that so that we can then give that, to whether it's organizations, institutions, or people as an organization.
That's terrific. Well, thanks for joining us today. How can we find you online? And if we'd like to make a donation, where do we go?
Absolutely. So we are at www.flinchforward.org. It's flinchforward.org. And if you are a veteran, you can become a member of us. We have veterans from across the country. We have a $22 membership, and it's a really inexpensive membership. And the $22, we call it a memorial membership in honor of the 22 people who, 22 veterans that commit suicide every day. We also have a $25 a year membership, and we call that our support battalion. And the thought process behind that is you don't have to have served in order to serve. So anybody can become a member of Flinch Forward, whether it's through a $22 veteran or first responder membership or a $25 support membership. And that can be done right from our website at flinchforward.org.
Sounds good. Thank you very much, Adam Shake and Flinch Forward. Thank you for partnering with us during the 2020 Adventure Film Festival.
Absolutely. thank you for what you guys are doing as well.
You betcha. All right, see ya.
See ya.
All right, on with the rest of the films. Peru has some of the highest mountains west of the Himalayas, but because of its remoteness, few trekkers go there. This film tries to capture the beauty of these mountains in Rob Feakin's 2-minute short, The Wilds of Cordillera Blanca. Our next giveaway is a pair of Goose Feet Gear down socks. Here's the trivia question. On your screen right now, you should see a photograph of one of the most iconic mountains in the world. What is unique about this mountain's prominence in the world, and what is the name of this peak? I'll give you a hint. It's in the Cordillera Blanca. Submit your answer in the live chat window.
Next in line is a story about an attempt to break the cycling record for the fastest known time on the White Rim Road in Canyonlands National Park. With a runtime of 13 minutes, this is Shannon Van Diver's Standing Man.
Gloves, food, tools.
The more races you win and the higher level you get to, the more you have people expecting you to win. The pressure can absolutely get to you.
I was going to remind you of Standing Man. Do your job.
All right, Payson, what are we doing today?
Today we're setting a new White Rim fastest known time. My name's Payson McKelvin, and I have big bike racing dreams, and that brought me to Durango, Colorado. I remember the first time I rode a bike. It was in the driveway, and I was rolling down, ended up right in the dirt.
Payson has pretty much mountain biked his whole life. He has an incredible work ethic. You don't always recognize that when the kid's small.
I'm trying to set the fastest known time on the White Rim because it is arguably the most famous marathon loop in the country. It's such a legendary loop that you get all of these myths about what's been fastest. So we want to try to standardize the loop and say, if you want to go after the fastest known time, the FKT, this is your start point, this is your end point. I'm just gonna go spin around for like 10 minutes.
Can we get a 2.5 now?
I think it's a 2.5.
You want to?
It's all right. It's a minor detail. I'll live. I'm mostly nervous about how hard it's gonna be, but we live for challenges like this, so it's all good. Okay, food, bike, that's about all I need.
How do you feel?
Proud. Always. You always wish you could be with him, but this is a solo saga, so I'm happy for him for that. And it's a beautiful day.
The white rim is wild, raw, really remote, really exposed, just breathtaking geography, and honestly kind of dangerous. It's the real deal in terms of deserts. There's a lot of people that die out there.
Growing up in Central Texas riding with my dad, I'd often hear stories of the legendary White Rim and how it completely worked over he and his friends. I've chosen to start the loop at the northernmost point, where recreational riders start, rather than choosing a starting point that gives me a technical advantage. My first checkpoint is the incredibly fast drop-in of Horse Thief, where I'll hit speeds of upwards of 40 miles an hour. At mile marker 25, there's a technical rocky climb called Hardscrabble. At 50 miles in, the slick rock of White Crack takes me to a plateau of sorts. From there, the loop continues into punchy uphill rollers for the next 25 miles, which finally leads into the grand finale, the uphill crux known as the Schaefer Climb, which starts at 85 miles into the ride.
In terms of what Christian was saying about pacing, you know, he wants me to do a high-end endurance ride to this halfway point, and then with 2.5 hours to go,
then you do the tempo.
The way he put it was just compete. You know, then you go into athlete mode and you just drill it. And so not carrying extra weight up Schaefer in the form of fluids is going to be key. So I'm basically taking 2 big bottles. I want to stay very strict about it being completely self-supported.
You're going to be taking 52 ounces of fluid.
Yeah. No, I know.
Okay.
And he's right there. What time did he start?
7:41. That would be pretty darn fast.
I mean, the physical aspect is just enormous, and it's really daunting. I mean, it's hard to overstate how significant a 6-hour self-supported time trial is. Staying focused that long is going to be nuts. So this project has changed my training in that I'm doing a lot more volume. The total miles I've ridden, the total hours I've ridden, the total number of elevation gain is way beyond anything I've done in the past. And you do have to change your training for that.
There's the possibility that you do come in under the record, and then there's a possibility that you don't. We need to be able to sit well with either one of those. In order to get the record, you've got to be willing to not get the record.
You're spinning faster than you can say. Your threshold heart rate at the end of that duration as you go up is going to be in the mid 160s, because then you get to compete.
Because there's going to be those moments where, dude, we're going to have to use mental energy. I mean, we're going to have to pour it on. We're going to have to be super focused.
hardest part of an attempt like this is the terrain is incredibly unforgiving and really challenging. I mean, you're covering 100 miles, and there are very few of those 100 miles that are easy. It's constantly going up and down, the surface is loose, rocky, dusty, unpredictable. One wrong line, and that throws the whole thing into jeopardy.
We think he is in the Soda Springs Basin. He should be right here. It shouldn't take him 45 minutes to get there. He's moving.
He could be 5 minutes ahead of pace.
Yeah. Go, Goober.
So the thing that's going to make the Schaefer climb even more of a crux than it typically is that I'm getting there with 4.5 hours of riding in my leg. At first it's just straight, and then it just starts switchbacking like crazy, and it's one of the most beautiful roads I've ever seen.
He's right there. So 7:41, so it'd be 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 12:50. And it's at 12, oh yeah, he's smoking it.
He hasn't hit Schaefer yet.
He hasn't.
Oh, I struggled up Hardscrabble. Let's see, about what time do I start worrying?
The reward is in the struggle.
Oh. There you go.
Oh, that person's moving.
You're just required to rise to the occasion. It takes your body and your mind to new places and expands what's possible.
That's him.
Come on, Peso!
Oh, he's suffering. You can see it.
I don't need this. Like, I don't need this to happen, right?
Basically, what you're saying, like, if I fail, I'm still okay.
You are who you are, and you're just gonna ride a bike for 6 hours tomorrow. Your dad is there, and it's really, really cool, but your dad loves you before you rode bikes. So, like, it's just cool that you ride bikes now, but it's not the big thing.
My dad's greatest struggle is he spent a big chunk of his life just being in chronic pain. He was still working as a doctor, as an ER doctor, and he was waiting on patients from a wheelchair. Not all was perfect.
This is the last one, Lovey. It's now, buddy.
I think about that pretty often when I'm racing and riding.
Oh, go, Mason. You've got more than 45 minutes. Go get it. I just wanted to see him. You always want to know it's not a mechanical. He looked really tired. I just hope he's got enough left in the tank to finish the loop.
He's got it. He's got it.
I think he does too.
On really important races, I write a little note on my top tube that reminds me of him. Just knowing, those lost years that he had, and that you should never take anything for granted. Just give your best every day, because you don't know what's around the next corner.
Did it, bro.
I have all the respect in the world for that guy that had the record, Andy DeRice. I had to dig so deep. If someone were to break this, I would just be impressed. I wouldn't even be all that disappointed. Just the commitment it takes.
Get over here. Suck it up.
Crying is fine.
I haven't cratered so hard. Everything basically from 5 minutes into that climb to the finish was about the deepest I've ever gone.
There is a little bit of curiosity I have about
how fast I could do it, starting at the bottom of Schaefer and ending at the bottom of Schaefer, because doing that fresh, I think, is a pretty big game changer. Emotional toughness or grit is more of the battle than the physical side. I mean, we're capable physically of way more than our minds even allow us. And sometimes it takes really bad moments in the past to give yourself full appreciation of the moment you have now. Going through hardship mentally as well as physically is key to being successful at anything, really.
Our final trivia question of the night is also going to be the hardest, but we'll reward you handsomely with an unlimited annual membership to backpackinglight.com that gives you access to all of our forums, content, and online education. In addition, you'll get our Hike Free or Die t-shirt and a $50 REI gift card. Are you ready? Here's the question. On your screen is a satellite image of the remotest and most inhospitable spot in Canyonlands National Park. In this region, hikers have gotten lost, injured, and died as they explored this area's vast labyrinth of canyons, alcoves, hoodoos, and arches. On this satellite image, I've marked one of the strangest and seemingly out-of-place geologic formations you'll ever see when exploring Google Earth. What is the name of this formation?
Our final film tonight takes us to Finland, where two professional snowboard enthusiasts try to figure out how to enjoy what is essentially flat geography. With a 25-minute runtime, this is Powell Jaworski's The Spirit of Flatness.
Somewhere up north, there is a country completely different from any other one you've ever visited. Country with no school exams and practically no homework. But at the same time, with the world's highest education level. A place with more saunas than cars, and where car tickets are adjusted to the level of your salary. A place with almost no crime, and where prisoners are treated with dignity. A country of 180,000 islands. 190,000 lakes. And almost no mountains. Which just happens to be the homeland of some of the world's best snowboarders. Isn't it strange, taking into consideration its average height of 152 meters above sea level? And here we are, in the middle of Finland to take part in the Liipi Open in Ukkohala. What a great opportunity to have a closer look at this Finnish snowboard phenomenon. Ukkohala was fun. We got to know the core of Finnish snowboarders. Pros you've surely heard about, and young guns you'll surely hear about soon. Relaxed atmosphere, family mood, and the lack of sick rivalry. No wonder nearly all of the tricks were done perfectly. We took part in the award ceremony that turned into the Heavy Night Party. And what happens at the Liipi Open stays at the Liipi Open. And here come our heroes, Janne, a pro rider with great experience, and Axel, the young gun of Finnish snowboarding. But what do they have in common? Like most other Finnish riders, they've never been to the Finnish mountains.
Yes.
Hungover but happy, we moved on, back on the road to find answers to our questions. In the meantime, we found out some new important facts about Finnish snowboarding.
Okay guys, tell me something about the snowboarding in Finland.
For me, Finland is probably one of the best places to snowboard. At least to learn snowboarding, because you can ride every day, and normally since the slopes are really small, they are building the parks, and that's how you can learn the basic tricks for freestyle riding.
Yeah.
We have ski resorts almost in every cities, and they are open till night, so you can ride almost every day. It doesn't matter, you don't need to have a holiday, or you don't need to spend much money or time to go somewhere to the Alps or somewhere. You can ride after the school or after the work, and hills are kind of small, so you can take laps so easily. Like you can do 100 laps a day, and that's not possible anywhere else.
Yeah, that's true. And if you think about Central Europe or something, all the resorts close at maybe 5 o'clock or 4 in the winter. And if your school ends at 3, which is pretty normal, you don't have time to ride.
Yeah, it's normal.
On days of school. Yeah.
They can go only riding in the weekends. We can do that every day.
Yeah, every day after school. Night riding.
And that's the best.
Yeah, it's pretty fun. No flat ride.
Helsinki. How's it possible that the whole city is just one giant spot? You can literally ride in its parks, strict city center, or around some of the largest estates. No one bothered us while we were setting up new street riding spots. What a surprise. No questions, no asking for ID, no nothing. Can you imagine something like this in any other capital city?
Finland is the best place to film street snowboarding easily because we have many cities which has snow, and then all the people are kind of cool with that. Like you almost never get problems when you're riding in the streets, and that's pretty rare in the world. Like if you compare to US or Canada or something like that. But the key first rule is that you need to clean the spots you've done. You need to take the kicker away and clean the stairs. Normally the police are pretty cool with snowboarding. You just need to show that you are not breaking anything, or you will clean everything after you're done with the spot. You need to respect the people who are using it, and then they will respect your job.
Our Finnish dudes rode the Helsinki power plant monument, the harbour, and some other quite cool things, like the ship. The legend says it used to be a pirate ship. The truth is, someone was using it as a sand ship and for some reason abandoned it in the Baltic Sea Bay. Then someone else turned it into a sauna, went bankrupt and left the ship alone, drifting and waiting to be rediscovered. And here we are.
Yeah, it was so nice that the sea was frozen, so we were able to be on the ice.
Yeah.
I never been able to do that in Finland before.
Yeah. And when we got to ride all the abandoned boat and everything,
yeah, that
it was pretty
sick.
beautiful.
That was a good spot.
Yeah, really nice.
Fun to ride.
Hours and miles later, and still no answer to one question. Where the fuck are the mountains? Well, seems we have to wait to find out. In the meantime, someone told us that the majority of Finnish pros attended snowboard high schools.
Yeah, we have also the snowboard high school in Finland, which is super good. You move from home at 15 years old. You just after that you ride every day if you get into the high school. And you have trainings and everything there. So you get a lot better really fast. And you can see the progression when somebody moves there.
Meaning they trained in the world's best spots during their gym classes. Sounds like a teenager's dream.
When I was there was it was a bit smaller, the high school. Like there was only 4 riders starting at that time, but all the riders didn't really like the coaching system of the school, and they were more like a rebels, like we don't want to do that or that.
Still, you need the coaches in Vuokatti because everybody's so young, and they would just be like savages there nobody would take care of them.
For me, it was easily the best thing I've done in my snowboarding because I got to move to the bigger resorts and I got to ride with the good riders, and then I improved a lot at that time.
The second recommended spot was the fortress island of Suomenlinna, with the first docks built in Europe. Today, apart from being a tourist attraction, it also serves as an open prison. But the majority of tourists simply don't realize it. Wait, an open prison and a tourist attraction? After a few days in Finland, nothing can surprise us.
I'm not feeling too good. Is it hangover or sickness? Illness?
Not hangover.
And yeah, of course we had to go fishing, as in Finland, it's as important as visiting a sauna.
I'm so good at this.
Did you get fish?
Soon.
I felt something.
Yeah. Legendary.
Back on the road again, a few hours later, Janne recalls the well-known spot he has always wanted to visit. But where is it? We can't see any mountains for the hills.
I think that I stand somewhere in the cross of the river here and we will walk.
Yeah.
Check.
Here is too flat. But this would be a nice white. I'm really excited to see Halti because I've been dreaming of it since the beginning of the year. I never really went to the Finnish mountains. Like Levi or Saariselkä has been the northern part, and I've been traveling the world since so many years, and I knew that there is some good mountains also in Finland, but somehow I just never had the opportunity to go there. and now we are going, so I'm really excited to see how it will be.
As far as I'm concerned, no one has been in Halti to ride snowboard. Not that I know, or anyone I know has been there.
Same for me.
But I think it's because it's like 50 kilometers from the nearest road, so it's pretty hard to get there.
The landscape should be pretty beautiful. I think so.
Finally, we reached our next destination. In the morning, we set off with our local guides Ville and Kirsi on snowmobiles. Our next goal is a snow desert base. We took a shortcut through Norway. But its border guards are immediately on us, like out of nowhere. But being the happy-go-lucky guys we are, they let us go. Off to the desert. Our stops to cool down the snowmobile jet drive systems are just perfect occasions to talk to others heading to Halti.
Metikos alhaalla? Mä veikkaan, että se on Halti alla. En tiedä.
Constant light makes it hard to sleep, and even harder to wake up in the morning.
Ei mä halutais mennä tänään, mutta...
Quick breakfast, refresh, and we're off to the proud top of Finland. Well, obviously this is not the highest one we've ever seen or climbed, but the view is absolutely breathtaking. Janne and Axel decided to ride some other hills that had been waiting for them. We couldn't imagine a better ending to our amazing adventure in Finland. An adventure that was born from a passion to ride and a curiosity of wild nature.
Why you mean to me? It would appease all your wounds. If only you would know why you mean to me. It would appease all your wounds. If only you would know why you mean to me. It would appease all your wounds. The first rays of sun, the first rays of sun. The first rays of sun. The first rays of sun.
Okay, that wraps it up for the films. We're going to present the answers to our trivia questions and then announce the winner of the Members' Choice Award. The first trivia question was, the Sinks Waterfall in Great Smoky Mountains National Park is one of its most popular scenic attractions. How was this waterfall formed?
And the answer is dynamite. The river used to be used to transport logs from a tree cutting operation, and when a log jam formed at the location of the falls, dynamite was used to blow it apart, which created the rock cut now occupied by the waterfall. Our next question was, in what year was Fitzroy in Patagonia first climbed? Who climbed it, and what was their nationality?
And the answer is Lionel Terray, a Frenchman, and Guido Magnon, an Italian, in 1952. Our third question was, what was the name of the legislative act that was passed in 1978 to add the Continental Divide Trail to the National Scenic Trail System?
And the answer is not the National Trails Act. That act was enacted in 1968 to create the National Trail System that included the Appalachian and Pacific Crest Trails. Instead, the National Parks and Recreation Act of 1978 is the act that designated the Continental Divide Trail as a national scenic trail. Our next trivia question asked you to identify the Cordillera Blanca mountain in this photograph and to let us know what makes this mountain's prominence so unique.
The name of the mountain is Huascarán, and at 22,205 feet in elevation, it is the highest point on Earth between the Tropic of Cancer and the Tropic of Capricorn. Our final trivia question of the night asked you to identify this strange feature found in the remotest part of Canyonlands National Park.
This general area is called the Maze and is known for its extremely challenging backcountry terrain. The strange and seemingly out-of-place geologic formation on the satellite image is called the Chocolate Drops, a series of dark brown hoodoo-like formations rising up from the surrounding landscape of orange and pink sandstones.
Now it's time to announce the 2019 Backpacking Light Adventure Film Festival Members' Choice Award. The winner of this award gets to designate a nonprofit organization of their choice to receive a donation from Backpacking Light on behalf of our sponsors, our members, and the award winner.
3 finalists represent the films that received the highest ratings by our members during our members-only screening, which took place earlier this year. These finalists include the following films: Border to Backyard by Katie Hughes, Standing Man by Shannon Van Diver, and Rios Patagonicos by Marie Leclerc.
And this year's Members' Choice Award goes to Standing Man by Shannon Van Diver. Congratulations, Shannon.
Shannon will be in touch to see what nonprofit organization you'd like us to contribute to, and we congratulate you on your outstanding film. Okay, everybody, that's it for the 2020 Backpacking Light Adventure Film Festival. One more shout out to our sponsors, REI, Locust Gear, and Goose Feet Gear, and our nonprofit partner, Flinch Forward of Estes Park, Colorado. A replay of this event will be publicly available on YouTube until Sunday, but then we are removing it so our filmmakers can honor their distribution agreements with their streaming service providers. However, the replay will remain privately available to Backpacking Light members as part of your membership, and you'll be able to watch it at your convenience over at backpackinglight.com/ff.
After we sign off, we'll have one more song from John Will to give everyone a chance to mingle a little in the chat room and say goodbye. We hope you've enjoyed tonight's festival, and thanks for supporting Backpacking Light with your membership, which allows us to produce events like this and give back to our community in a meaningful way. I'm Andrew Marshall, and thanks for being with us tonight.
And I'm Ryan Jordan. Stay safe, and good night, everybody.
If I drove a car, well, I would take you through the countryside. And each and every tree would change its leaves for us as we are passing by. A picnic basket underneath the blanket in the trunk, right next to that fine red wine. When we arrive, I'm gonna dive into your smile. Well, I use up all my good luck, 'cause I already know. Well, I'll trade it all away for one more day like this with you. Just take my good luck, I don't need it anymore, baby, no. Well, if I flew a plane, well, I would take you to an island way far off the coast, without a single soul around, with at least no one we know. Wake up to that tide moving in, baby, right here on the shore below. Well, high tide, really, it's high time for a Mai Tai, don't you know? And I'll use up all my good luck, 'cause I already know. I'll trade it all away for one more day like this with you. Just take my good luck, I don't need it anymore, baby, no. There's no better way to waste this day than right here next to you. 'Cause baby, you're the reason birds are singing every afternoon. There's nowhere that I'd rather be, and there's nothing I'd rather do than be right here at the Blue Moose. And when the sky blows out the candles, well, all we need is the moonlight tonight, yeah, yeah. I'll use up all my good luck, 'cause I already know. I'll trade it all away for one more day like this with you. Just take my good luck, I don't need it anymore, no, no, no. I'll use up all my good luck, 'cause I already know. I'll trade it all away for one more day like this with you. Just take my good luck, I don't need it anymore, baby, no.